Alright, in this video I will show you how to make an infinite looking scene in your games, minigames, websites, or anything like that. And this works both horizontally and vertically. Let's get right into it. Alright, first off I want to make an advertisement to my new game that is uploaded on the Google Play Store. I just made an update with skins, so if you would, scan that QR code and check it out if you have Android. Alright, and the first thing we're going to do is we have to have an understanding of how an infinite scene works. If you look right here, it looks like it can go on forever. The scene can practically go on forever, and it can. It really can. It looks like we're going up, but in reality, everything is going down. You need to understand that about infinite scenes. It's not the background that moves. It's the objects within it. Sure, you can see I start off with the objects actually going up, but once we hit a certain limit, everything starts to move down and it starts giving the infinite effect. Now we can do this both vertically and horizontally. How? I'll show you. Alright, first off, we want to do the horizontal way, which, first off, we're going to need to make, well, our object. If you already have an object, that's great. You can use that. I'm just going to make an object. I'm going to name it tutorial. Okay. Alright, we have our object. Now, something you may notice right now is that we actually have a list for all of our objects. And the reason for this is because we are going to be creating new objects. Now, this may not be how you're doing your game. This may be, you may be doing a platformer while I'm making a stackable game. That's fine. You don't need a list if you're not spawning more, but that's how I'm doing. So I'm just going to add an event listener for my clicks. Now, if you're making a platformer game, I will try to show you how to do that. It's not too difficult. But first, I'm just going to make it so I add a new tutorial. And so right now, it may look like we are heading down right now. That is because they are the same color. It is fine. And let me show you why that is just fine. So I'm just going to add color. Alright, that is how we did it. So what I just did is I set a random color for every one of these. So now, if I click, you should start seeing more colors come up. And that should show you that they are moving down and you are not the one that is going down. What is happening is new ones are spawning at the top and yours is not going down, which is really good. And so that's kind of the effect we want to give. Infinite. And you can make it disappear after an amount of time. Like, you can check where it is. And if it is at a certain spot, then you want it to start giving the infinite effect. And the way you want to do that is you just want to check if the Y or X is the same as where you want it to be. If so, then you can start this effect. And now let me just show you how you would make an effect for a single one and not a list of me spawning new ones. So what we're going to do is remove the tutorials list. Never mind, we may want to keep that in. Okay, and here's how we're going to do it. Forever, instead of just a click, anytime you move, anytime your exit change, so it will be waiting for something. Like, platformer is probably going to listen for a mouse move or a key down or something like that. That's always how it's going to work. Unless yours can react by blinking or something, I don't know. So that's basically almost how it's going to work every single time. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a key down, because I'm going to decide I want to move my guy right. Okay, I'm going to remove tutorials. I can remove the tutorials. I'm going to remove draw. And now we're just going to change it to one tutorial, which is this one right here, starting tutorial. And key down. Now we're just going to define it with just one tutorial. Alright, so basically this is how normal movement will work. You know, you would move like this. And I guess, what should I add? Okay, I'm going to make it so it looks like this QR code is moving. That way you can really give the effect that you are moving without having to actually move your character. So this will give the infinite scene effect. So really what you want to do is you want to take every item from your background, which would be this QR code. Please check it out if you want. Alright, so we're just going to take this variable for the QR code. And the way we do that is we're going to give it an entire position. Okay, so now instead of just drawing it in one area, we're going to draw it in the positions of it. So we're going to QR code.x, QR code.y, QR code.width, QR code.height. So that should draw it in the appropriate place. And now, instead of moving our player, we're going to move our background in the opposite direction we want of our player. And this is for the horizontal demonstration, because we just did a vertical using stackable. Now we're doing horizontal with a platformer's point of view. So we're going to take the background images, we're going to take all the background items, the background itself, background image, and we're going to move that. And an easier way to do this would be with a for loop. If you put everything in the background into a variable, probably named BG items. I did that in previous games. But you can see that it kind of looks like we are moving past the QR code, because it is moving behind us. I'm clicking right. Okay, here, I'm going to say what direction we are. Console.log right. This is going to tell you whenever I click. Console.log left. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this 50 millisecond delay, change it to 0. So it's going to do stuff instantly. So this should move like 5 pixels at a time now. And okay, that's actually a bit slow. We're going to move it 20 pixels, where it was. Okay. And you can see, it looks like we're moving across it pretty quick. That's because I have a low delay. Use any speed you want. It really doesn't matter. Right, left. You can see what direction we're moving and what I'm pressing. It looks like we're going past it. Now, it would give off this illusion so much more through the background. I've done this with previous games. I did this with the game that this QR code is actually in. So if you would like to check it out, it's free for you. And it actually helps a ton. And that's going to wrap it up for our tutorial. Hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Download the QR code. And I hope you have a good one.